Hi, this is Bobby Cobb with the Adams Center with another speaker preview. Joining us today is Delisa Preview. She's lovingly known to the Adam community as the singing plant lady, although that's actually a very small part of what she does. She's going to be joining us February the 9th. And Delisa, tell me a little bit about what is a better, I know we know you as the singing plant lady. What's a better description of what it is that you actually do?
Well, I'm the yes to life lady. In many ways, I am known as an instructor of plant-based nutrition and cooking classes, and a cookbook author of the Barefoot Gardener in the Kitchen Cookbook. And I'm also certified in energy psychology, and I help people to bring their energies into alignment so that they're able to live the most positive life that they can.
Fantastic. Now there's music going on in the background, and that's not coming from your stereo system or anyplace else. Tell me a little bit about what it is that we're actually hearing.
Yes. So this is my uh, my artist in the background is the peace lily, and next to that, on top of this little cabinet, is a synthesizer, and it is hooked up to, has an electrode hooked to the leaf and another electrode down in the root of the plant.
Okay.
And so it is, the machine is picking up the energy of the plant and converting it into sound. And so it changes over time, and sometimes she sings and sometimes she's quiet, and I can't make her sing if she doesn't want to sing. So I'm glad that you got to hear something, because sometimes it's like if you ask your child to perform and then they don't. And so I don't control how she wants to respond. But what I have noticed, like yesterday, I was priming her for this performance, and I noticed that if I got her hooked up to the electrodes and I sat next to her and appreciated her, then she kept singing. And then when I would go in the kitchen, she'd stop singing.
Really?
And then I'd have to come back out and give her a little love, and then she'd sing again. And she's continuing to do that. So I'm glad she's still singing, even though I have my back to her. She seems to like my attention.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the maybe the sound of your voice, the fact that you're interacting here is perking her up.
Maybe that's bringing her some comfort or something. Yes. And so different, I have a lot of plants. You can see I have some big plants, and then I have a sunroom full of lots of other plants. And so I am definitely a plant lover and an animal lover and a life lover. And I really believe that we can't explain why we can pick up and convert this energy to music. You see, she's says, "This is getting boring now."
Yeah.
I'm not interested in science.
Who's that annoying guy that you're talking to? Pay attention to me.
But we really don't have an explanation for what's happening. But there is a lot of science that shows that plants do respond to people, to music, to other energies around them. And plants are totally amazing. They make food out of thin air. They create energy out of thin air, and animals can't do that. We have to take energy into our bodies, but the plants are able to do that with just the energy of the sun, and then the nitrogen and oxygen and hydrogen and all that from the carbon from the air and the water that allow it to make food. And so we have been using plants, but not necessarily appreciating their full isness. But I
Yeah.
also think that's true of our attitude toward many other I mean, rocks. I mean, if we could hook this up to a rock, maybe, I mean, I don't know if a rock could sing, if we could calibrate the machine to pick up its energy, but I fully believe that there's energy in rocks. And so anyway, I really love the fact that we are getting a little more scientifically accepting of what indigenous people have known all along, which is that we're all connected to all of life
Absolutely.
with our energies. And so I like to use that awareness and that kind of consciousness to help my own self, as well as all the people that I work with, to choose the most life supporting energies, whether it's food as energy, the kind of foods we bring into our body makes a huge difference, and the kinds of thoughts and the kinds of feelings. And unfortunately, there is a trend in our culture, the positive thinking trend, that has actually worked against us, because what we're not recognizing is that our unconscious thoughts carry a powerful energy. And when they're unconscious, they can be creating a lot of illness in us as well as strife in the world. And we're not aware of them because they're unconscious. And so we may be saying all our affirmations and being very positive and feeling happy and positive, but we can really be stuffing a lot of, and repressing, not consciously stuffing even, but repressing a lot of trauma from the past, or energies from picking up the energies of what's going on in the Middle East or whatever. And so we really need to have a way to deal with that. And that's where the energy psychology comes in. And I use EFT tapping and other modalities to help with that, because I think that we are all affecting everything with our energies, and that we are energetically connected to everything, because everything has an energy, and that's kind of the ultimate base. And so there's energies that we can measure, but there's also energies we can't measure with, an instrument. And yet probably many people who would be watching this would be familiar with Masaru Emoto and the hidden messages of water. Yeah. And how water that's exposed to different emotions, music, different chemicals, responds by making different kinds of crystals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so we're connected in so many ways that we don't even recognize. And so I think that first of all, just recognizing that we are. And one of the things that helps us is when we can see that a plant actually, I mean, we can see and hear that plant is responding, and she's now not responding. I guess that's her response, is I'm going to be quiet now.
Right.
Maybe she's meditating. But anyway, I think for me, the appropriate response is like, what's the science behind that? It's more like awe, like, wow, there's way more to this plant than I had any idea. And in terms of what do we need to do about that, I don't know. I think we can just live with more awe and reverence and celebration of consciousness and life, and try to live in harmony in as many ways as we can with that. And so for me, I've had this singing plant machine since 2015. And so I've gotten, I've had my own responses over time, as well as sharing the experience with a lot of other people. And a lot of times it's like, wow. And sometimes it's total skepticism and like looking for the trick.
It's a trick, right.
Right. And I don't think there is any science that can totally, I mean, we can say that's a synthesizer. There's energy going into it that makes that sound.
Right. It's
not like, and I could change it and it could make a piano sound instead of a marimba sound, that kind of thing. But I think it just makes us realize there are really energies in that plant that we can convert into something that we can respond to, and we have an interaction with all of this around us. And I think that can help us to just live a life of awe and wonder, which then brings us into the kind of energy that creates beautiful crystals,
Right.
as opposed to the, you know, everything is getting better and better in every moment of my life, that
Right.
kind of thing, when we're actually crying inside.
Right. And I'm a hypnotherapist, so I do a lot of work with
Oh, absolutely. And you know
the
exactly.
unconscious mind. And, you know, there's a saying that I'm fond of, that what we resist will persist.
Exactly.
And oftentimes that's the unintended consequence of just mindlessly doing positive affirmations. Not that they're bad in and of
Right.
themselves, but used improperly, they can have the, as you said, the opposite effect that we
Okay. Right.
are
Right.
looking for. Yeah. And I
Right.
think everybody, it seems like almost a universal experience that people have walked into a room, and even though there's nothing going on in the room, the people that are in the room are quiet. The instant that you walk through the door, you get the sense that, wow, there is tension. And, you know, we have the phrase that the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. So there
Yes.
is definitely a
Yes.
connection. And I know you're going to be talking to us more about just the energy in the plants. What are some of the other highlights that we could tease that would pique people's curiosity about what you'll be covering with us?
Well, I really want to talk more about our ourselves as energy beings. And when Dawn asked me if I would speak, she said, "Could you perhaps tie in the singing plant energy with healing ourselves and the planet?" And so I thought, well, that sounds like a really good idea, because Americans and people who live like Americans are less healthy now than they've ever been, and you know, more chronic illnesses and more medications, and nothing is getting better by that route. And yet we do have alternate modalities that really do help people to get better, and I think that's really important. But then our connection with each other and with the planet itself, as we are influencing all that I mean,
Yeah.
we are at cause as well as being the effect of all of these energies. And I think just being very conscious of that and making the choice to, um, well, like I say, my philosophy is a yes to life philosophy. And when we say yes to life, it means no to, we have to say no to some other things, like, no, I'm not going to make this choice, because that's an anti-life
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
So, so I really want to tie it in with, you know, who we are and how the message from the plants can help us. Kind of that sense of awe
Hmm.
that I believe leads to the gratitude and the love for ourselves and for this amazing world that we're in, which I believe is the true healing force.
This is going to be absolutely awesome. This is the first time you and I have
Right.
talked, but I can tell you, when we were brainstorming about people that we would like to have come and speak again, and your name came up, it was almost a universal, oh yeah, let's bring her back. She's amazing. So our community is very much looking forward to your return, and I'm super excited after
Great.
speaking with you this
Well,
morning.
thank you. I
So,
look forward to the opportunity, and I cannot make promises about my peace lily. I won't. I won't be bringing the peace lily. I'll probably. I think you have some plants there at the center, right?
we do. I'm not sure how many of them are um, portable, but we'll figure that out. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I mean,
we
I could
definitely
bring
do have a lot of plants there.
okay. I could also bring a small plant. I've got a room. I'll just give people a sense for what my love of plant. I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, oh wow, beautiful.
That's a gigantic Christmas cactus, and these are a lot of geraniums that I bring in during the winter, and I take them back outside, and then I grow my microgreens, which I eat. I don't know if you can see those.
Yeah, coming through
Am I holding
beautifully.
this correctly? Yeah. So anyway, yes, plants are a big part of my life, as are animals. So anyway, I will bring a couple of plants just in case there's not one there that, and it's always good to have more than one plant because sometimes they're just not in the mood to sing. And I don't know why, and I don't have control over it. As you see, she stopped.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be absolutely fascinating. So
Right.
if you would like to see Delisa and be able to interact with her and learn more from her knowledge, she'll be speaking at the Adams Center on February the 9th. And the gathering begins at 9:30 in the morning and we run till about 10:45. And we're located at the Center on Sea, which is at 6000 C Street at the corner of C and Dowling. Hope we see you there. And Delisa, we're definitely looking forward to your coming back again. Thank you so much
Right.
for spending the time this morning.
Right.
Bye-bye.